and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. We can get going. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, for which it stands,
one nation, under God.
Okay. First thing, approve the agenda. Are there any changes or additions? Or the only thing I'd like to make a note that in miscellaneous, I think we need to set another budget workshop in November, which would be the final one, so we can be prepared for the December Truth and Taxation public hearing. So that's the only thing I'd make sure I'd like to add. Anything else? If not, I guess I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Second.
Second by Sean Ryan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Okay, the agenda is approved. First thing on the agenda is a 2000 street and utility improvement project. Chris, I'm assuming this is going to be closing it out.
You're correct, Mayor. Mayor, members of the City Council, before you and your consideration is the acceptance of the project. This is the 2013 street and utility project, the one that was constructed, the bulk of it last year. It's that area around City Hall, Central, First Avenue, First Street, that was constructed last year. This was the CHARD construction contract, and it is complete and ready for final payment. A couple things worth noting. The construction contract that was awarded to CHARD last year on April 1st of 2013, the original contract amount was $1,661,444 and change. The final contract amount came in a little less at $1,639,707, basically, or about 99% of the original contract amount. The city is currently holding about 1.7% of the contract, which is retainage and some unpaid work items that were completed this summer. And so the final application for payment is about $27,071.35. We do have all the contract or the paperwork that were required for closing out the contract. So we're recommending final acceptance. According to the contract, the supplemental conditions, there is a correction period or a warranty period, and it shall extend for 2 years from the date of final payment. So with approval of your action here tonight, the 2-year warranty period will begin now and end on November 3rd of 2016. I did want to note that as part of the 2013 project, we did include the landscaping. That is a separate construction contract with D&J Landscaping. We're in the process of getting that finalized as well and expect hopefully to bringing that back here before the end of the year and closing this out completely. They'll also have items that are under warranty and under a warranty period as well.
But that isn't included in the...
That's not included here. This is just for the CHARD contract.
But that isn't included in the total cost of the project?
No. What I've noted here is this is just the construction contract, the CHARD construction contract, and we have also obviously estimated total project as well, and we're within where we had planned at that time.
Okay.
So with that, there is a resolution there for your consideration. We are recommending approval of the resolution for accepting work and authorizing the final payment, release of retainage to CHARD Tiling. Yeah, I guess any questions, other questions with that?
Any questions? If not, I guess I'll look for a motion to approve the closeout of the 2013 CIP project.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Sean Ryan, second by Mark Bartuszczyk. If there's no further comments, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition?
Aye.
Okay, passes 4-1. Thanks, Chris.
Thank you.
Number 2, are you taking this one also?
Well, I'm going to try, and I'll let if Mike has anything to add in addition to this. But this is as much for informational purposes as well as to get authorization to submit a project solicitation request form in support of a project at the Highway 19, County Road 89, and LeSueur County CASA 3 project. That's the intersection that's located east of town, outside the city limits, that offset intersection. I have attached with the agenda report there, a copy of the solicitation from Scott County Community Services. Scott County Board of Directors or Board of Commissioners is exploring options of funding unmet needs for transportation projects that benefit Scott County residents, businesses, et cetera. They are considering a quarter to 0.5% sales tax that would generate up to, they're saying, up to $3 to $6 million for transportation projects until those needs are met. So what they're doing is they've solicited a lot of the partnering agencies about ideas, priorities for projects, and this project, this area east of town, while it's not in the city limits, is certainly a high priority for the community as a lot of people travel through that intersection. So we have prepared a draft project solicitation request. I think that's attached as well. And there is a draft layout plan that was prepared back in 2009 and again reviewed in 2013 when the county, Le Sueur County, actually submitted a request for grant for called Highway Safety Improvement Program, and again was not successful. The agencies, Scott County, Le Sueur County, and the DOT are trying to prepare another strategy on how to make a project like this happen. Again, part of what Scott County is looking at is some additional funding. They have actually identified the intersection on their transportation improvement plan, which they hadn't prior to about 2 years ago. So that's another important step for trying to make this project a reality. So as I've noted here, we've prepared a draft. We're basically seeking the county's authorization for to submit that, and basically in support of the project. In reality, there's not any obligation for the city because it is right now outside the city limits, but we are initiating and trying to promote this project moving forward. The other thing we'll be doing is trying to meet with the DOT again in December and trying to, I guess, get all the parties involved and kind of get everybody up on the same page. So I guess with that, I'll turn it over to questions, or I don't know if, Mike, you had anything else to add.
No, that as Chris alluded to, is that we've tried to continue to be the catalyst in trying to keep this in the forefront of the two counties in the state of Minnesota. And where the Scott County is soliciting projects, we thought it's as good as any to try to get back on that list and try to keep it in the forefront, because if not, it probably isn't going to happen.
Are we, with this, we're not supporting the sales tax?
No,
I mean,
there's nothing as part of this that sets forth any position by the council in support or in opposition to the county's consideration of the sales tax. They were just asking for various projects that could be considered or able to be evaluated if they were to look at doing something with that transportation sales tax.
Because I think it was maybe a year and a half ago, I know that they were looking for council supports from the different Scott County councils to support a sales tax for road improvement projects and things like that.
And the council did not go on record of supporting that at
right,
that time.
because it's kind of hard when you know, are you going to just ding the Scott County businesses and not the Le Sueur County businesses and that sort of thing? So it's kind of, I just want to make sure that we're not, by submitting this, we're not supporting a sales tax.
Our response is to the county engineer's request that you can see in his September 24th letter dated to the cities and townships, the Mdewakanton and Sioux, the Minnesota Valley Transit, Three Rivers Park, and MnDOT, and so they were asking for projects from everybody, and so Chris had all this information at his fingertips and asked him to put it together. So it's entirely your choice whether you choose to want to submit or not.
Okay. Any other questions?
I'll make a motion to submit this.
Second.
Motion by Mark Bartuszczyk, seconded by Dave Brusick to submit the request for the road construction over there by the car dealerships. There's no further discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, passes 5-0. Thank you, Chris.
Thank you.
Next, Mike, I assume you're going to take this. I know we kind of discussed this at the budget workshop about the new assessment rate.
The
per se.
2015, 2016 proposed assessment being submitted by Scott County to us. Try to give you a little bit of history of where those assessments have lied. That 2008 was the last year Seward County charged us. They no longer do that. Under the statutes, they have the ability to do so. And so basically what you see is the supporting documentation that was sent to us by Scott County in the calculation of the cost for assessing for all of the various entities that are participating in this, from the cities to the townships in Scott County. So it's set up for a action by you on approval of the joint powers agreement for 2015 and 16. As I indicated, and the county admitted, is that they were late in getting this out to us, and so with your discussion at the last budget workshop, we will make that adjustment in the revisions to our proposed 2015 budget.
Okay. Any questions? Okay, I guess I'll make a motion to approve the joint powers agreement with the assessments.
Second.
Seconded by Pat Scripture. There's no further discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Okay, passes 5-0. And based on our recommendation, we're going to put the full amount in 2015. Yep. Good. Next, approval of letter of understanding with Scott County SHIP. Okay.
This is really Ken's item, but he's off today, but needed the council to take action. And basically what it is the participation with the Carver Scott Statewide Health Improvement Program, or as you alluded to, Mayor Shipp, in providing some local funding to help take a look at updating some trail maps and to conduct a trail user survey, and that what we're in line for under what Ken has put together with Scott Carver County is a grant to the city of New Prague for $10,700 with no matching requirement to help update the bike routes and to purchase 6 large map kiosks to be placed at the trailheads to help provide information for the users of that. And our only match is the time to actually install them with the Public Works staff, and Ken's recommending approval.
I know this kind of goes hand in foot with, we had Region 9 come down to a meeting. Dave was there, myself, and that with the park board talking about evaluating options and getting people involved in making the city more walker-friendly, bike-friendly type of thing. And I think this would kind of go really nice with, that program participation with Region 9.
Well, Ken included copies of an example of the kiosk that would be installed in 6 different locations throughout our park system. And like we said, the only obligation we have is to basically assist with the installation of them, that the acquisition and that would be through the grant that we would receive. And there's no matching requirement.
Anyone have any other questions?
Did Ken mention how many hours he thinks he might have to put into a project like this?
Most of the mapping and things we already have done, so it's really nominal that it's just putting it together and purchase them, and then working with probably Glenn's department to get them installed. And so really it's minimal work at best.
Thank you.
Any other questions? None, I guess I'll look for a motion to approve the SHIP grant.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Dave Brusick, second by Pat Scripture. Any other further discussion? If not, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposition? Okay, passes 5-0. Moving right along, consent agenda. Anyone have any questions or issues or any clarification, anything in the consent agenda? If not, I guess I'll look a motion to approve the consent agenda.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Mark Bartuszczyk, second by Sean Ryan, to approve the consent agenda. If there's no further discussion, All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposition? Okay, consent agenda passes. Miscellaneous. I did mention when I approved the agenda that we should look at our calendars and try to get our final budget workshop on the calendars. So if we can kind of,
We were talking about before. Next city council meeting.
I think with the new compensation study, what were we thinking, Mike? Because you were saying around the 19th, you
We
guys
were
would-
trying to look about midweek, but if that's a difficulty, that if there's some other preference, I'm just trying to make sure that, as I work with Patty coming out of the election stuff here to get that framed up, is that we'll use part of the rest of this week into early next week in refining all of those pieces. So we should have some things by mid to the latter part of next week, pretty well laid out as far as costs and alternatives and options for the council to consider that week of the 17th. We really need to meet and get it done that week because 27, 28 is Thanksgiving weekend, and we need to have time coming out after whenever we meet, whether it's 17, 18, or 19, to have time to put together the documents for the December 1st public hearing.
So when do you think you can have it done? You were mentioning the 19th this morning. Because we,
At there or on either side of that, depending upon what works best for the council.
okay. Well, what does anyone think?
What time?
I'm fine on the 19th.
I don't, 5:30? Pat, how about you? I mean, you tell me
Which day are we talking?
19th.
19th.
Wednesday, the
Is there
19th, Pat?
anything you have with Bob you got to deal with? Besides having Dennis Roloff come over and babysit him?
I actually forgot my calendar. I was going to put it in, but I didn't.
Okay.
So,
Well, should we tentatively set for the 19th? And Pat, can you check the
Want to
calendar?
kind of pick a
tomorrow?
first and a second choice,
Yeah.
subject to finding out.
Try the 19th at 5:30? Does that sound good with everyone?
Fine.
on a
Okay.
Wednesday?
Yeah.
We wouldn't do it on a Monday, no.
Well, we got a council meeting on Monday, but Mike won't have, probably, they're hoping to have the stuff done by the 19th.
Oh.
Because Patty has to, to
Well,
put
it
all
would
the
be
new
our goal
comps
to
in.
have it out to you hopefully by that Friday ahead of that, so that
Right.
you've got time to look at that and digest that yourselves. I'm not certain if we go ahead of the meeting, I'm not certain 90 minutes is totally going to be enough time.
Right.
If we try to do that ahead of the meeting.
Because we not only have to look at that, Pat, we have to look at capital, golf board. Well, I guess the utilities will have to,
I guess if it's okay with you, I'll present if they're approved by the utility commission, the water has already been approved by the commission, and then electric will be this month, that I could just present both those budgets to the council the night of the.
December 1st public hearing.
Yeah, the first public hearing.
oh, okay.
If that's acceptable to the.
Right, because you're going to
council.
have to look at the water again after the new comp sub. So it's-
Yeah, and we pretty much got that factored in, so.
Yeah,
we're
okay.
good.
It's fine.
That's what you did last year too, right? Yeah.
So are we tentatively going the 19th at 5:30?
That's good with me.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay, Pat, why don't you check your schedule and either email myself or Mike tomorrow, and if not, then we can try to, we can work around that. Okay?
Okay.
Sounds good, thank you. Okay, anything else? Let's see. Jim, you got anything? How's crime fighting going?
Good.
Good, okay. And I think I mentioned to you before, I do like getting those, having Judy sending the stuff over there, because, thank you.
Yep.
Okay. Bruce, anything?
Nothing really, other than I'd like to thank Dave Brusick for attending the SIMPA annual meeting with me. It was a good meeting, and
Oh, yeah, I enjoyed it. I learned something. One of them was way over my head, but
thanks for taking time out of your schedule to do that.
it's worth it.
Appreciate it.
Okay, anything else? Glenn,
I've got nothing.
you got to have something.
I got nothing.
Patrick? Chris, you got anything? Mike?
What Glenn didn't tell you is that I think for a week from Wednesday, we have our next baseball meeting.
See, I told you you had something, Glenn.
I had something.
Glenn didn't want you to come.
I'll stay away.
Week from Wednesday?
Anything else?
I think it's the 12th, David.
That's what?
It should be the 12th, I believe.
Okay.
That's all we have.
City Hall.
Yeah.
Okay. Pat, you have anything?
I was just wondering, when you and Patty do your calculations for the wages and things, are you also going to, for the people that retired in this year, are you going to figure out what that would be too? Because we've talked about that.
Yep, that we haven't gotten a direction from the council. There's been general discussion. We can certainly take a look at, based on when they retired, if that's what you want to do, that we can at least have some cost numbers there,
That'd be
just for you to consider.
great.
Okay, thank you. That's all I have.
David?
Nothing.
Okay. Sean, you have anything?
Nope.
Mark? I don't either, so I guess with that, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Second by Mark Bartuszczyk. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Passes 5-0. Thank you, everyone. And now I'll make a motion to go into,
Just wait till we go to the next.
oh, got it, okay.
We're closing this one.
Yep, okay. One of these days I'll figure it out.
Hope they'll be done with it pretty soon, so you won't get it figured out.